This video is a little bit about Ben Johnson's contract situation. It's a little bit about Declan Rice's and a little bit about Thomas Soucek's, but mainly an overview about players running their contracts down and just how I think football has changed a lot in that, not just since the Bosman ruling, but the profile of player that are now willing to run their contract down. And in particular, I think in terms of how it affects West Ham, how I've read a couple of reports, how we're almost playing the victim of it. We're not playing a victim, but the people writing the reports are acting as if West Ham are the victim in this. But when I look at it, I think actually we're quite happy to play the game when it suits us. I will throw the Jesse Lingard situation at you as an example, just for there. So it's something that we're going to have to try and balance up, I believe, as football fans, and actually look at it once you get past the initial sort of disgust of it. That really is it as bad as we think? Because I use the word disgust. A betrayal is another one. I know these are quite strong words, really, aren't they? But because you love West Ham and you love your football club and you feel loyalty to your football club, I think it is disappointing when you don't see that reflected in the players, particularly bearing in mind that they're earning life-changing amounts of money and they wear the shirt and they kiss the badge. Not the Hammers Chat badge, unfortunately not, but they kiss the badge and all that sort of thing. I think it's a little, when you see them not being committed to your club, it's difficult, I think, in certain respects. But it is the way it is now, unfortunately. For those of you who don't know, in terms of the Ben Johnson situation, Johnson's contract was running out this season, end of this season. And we have been negotiating with him. We haven't been able to come to a deal yet. And so we've exercised a 2-year option. Now, the 2-year option is just on the same terms of whatever he was on. So you have to assume that if Ben Johnson was unhappy with whatever he's been offered, so whatever he's been offered that he's turned down would have been a pay rise on what he has now, you can only imagine he's probably not going to be too happy about being told that he's now got to serve out another 2 years of money that he's currently on, which is less than what he would have been offered. So that's not going to be great at all. And look, personally, I think Ben Johnson will probably sign a new deal eventually. He's been at West Ham since he was 7. I think this is one of the easier deals to get done. Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if this is more about playing time than anything else, because you could, if you were Ben Johnson, you'd be forgiven for looking at the recent situation and thinking, well, hold on a second, I'm third choice right back here. And, of course, there's a young player in Harrison Ashby coming through as well. This may well be about playing time. So, I mean, it's maybe something for Moyes to sort out more than anything else. But, however, that being said, are we in a situation where, like Jeremy Ngakia, he is running his contract down? Then we get to the Declan Rice one, and I just want to, again, I'm just offering this up as an example. My personal opinion is I think Declan Rice will be off in the summer. I think he's going this summer. That's what I think anyway. I know not everybody agrees because we did a little poll video, didn't we? And it was about half and half who thought that, but I think this summer he's off. That's my guess. No information on that. That's just what I believe will happen. But let's just, for the sake of the argument, imagine that Declan Rice is going to run his contract down. I know, again, there's another reason I don't believe that he would do that, by the way, and that's because he's hungry for glory. I don't think this is about money necessarily. I think he's still got another year on his contract before we'd have to do the 2-year extensions. That's 3 more years, plus this season that Declan Rice has got at West Ham. That's 3 years that Declan Rice, as good a player as he is, will feel he could be winning trophies. So I don't think he's going to run his contract down for that reason. That being said, if we wanted to play hardball and say, look, mate, unless you sign a new contract, that's it, and we're not selling you, we're going to let you run your contract down. As I've said before, I don't think that would be a massively bad thing. I think, let's be fair, 3.5 years of Declan Rice is particularly at the wages he's at, is probably no bad thing. And I think it in terms of what it brings you in terms of revenue and finishing higher up in the Premier League, insulating you from relegation and stuff like that, I think there is an argument to be made that you might keep him. But even if that did happen, and Johnson, and the reason I mentioned Soucek as well, Soucek is in for negotiations at the moment. I know that for a fact. And that's why I said I mentioned the other day, disbelieve it when the clubs say they'll only renew and look at contracts at the end of each season. It's not true. We know it's not true. I said it the other day because we used Antonio as an example, we used Fabianski as an example, and now actually even by the club's own admission, they have just been negotiating with Ben Johnson. I know they negotiate with everybody. They're saying, oh, we'll leave it till the end of the season. They won't. They'll carry on negotiating with Johnson. So even if that's the case, that Johnson and Rice would run their contracts down, would it really be so bad? I just think we've got to accept it because we're happy to play the game ourselves. We have been playing hardball with Manchester United about Jesse Lingard. I think Manchester United they hung a really big price tag around the neck of Jesse Lingard in January, and I think it was something like 20 million. Maybe it wasn't just for us, maybe it was just for Newcastle as well, who knows, but it was very much a case of, well, we don't need to do that, we can get the guy for free. And you understand it, so we're happy enough to pull Manchester United's pants down with that player. I'm just looking at the list of players who are running their contracts down. These are not small fry anymore. Kylian Mbappe, Paul Pogba, Pablo Dybala, Frank Kessie, mind him, Brozovic, don't even know who that is, plays for Inter apparently, Rudiger, really good player, Christensen, I mean that's 2 centre-backs at Chelsea, Dembele, Barcelona, these are players, by the way, that these clubs have paid big money for. I think Barcelona paid something like 100-odd million for Dembele. He was at Dortmund. If that's the right Dembele, of course there are many Dembeles, and maybe 100 million should get you all the Dembeles, possibly, we don't know. Mbappe, well, they paid a lot of money for him, didn't they, from Monaco, PSG. So I think it is more the accepted thing to do, that actually you can run your contract down. Lacazette is going to be a decent player for somebody, totally free. Tarkowski, again, I think we're going to try and take advantage of that situation. The list is not quite endless, because obviously it does end, but Tolisso, really good player. Bernardeschi, really good player. Luis Felipe, I mean, these are good, really good players. Angel Di Maria is probably about 80 now, actually. There's loads of them. I mean, loads of them on here. And that's just the first page of the list. So I look at it now, and obviously, sorry, there's another one. I keep on saying new ones, but it's just being presented to me. Divock Origi. Here's the thing. Origi's a really good example because he came on for Liverpool last night. Liverpool had a thumping win, didn't they? 6-0 win against Leeds. That's an interesting one, actually, looking at Leeds. I didn't think Leeds would go down this season. I think possibly they won't. But what with Burnley's resurgence in form of Newcastle, it might be a little bit squeaky bum for him, actually. But Origi played last night. Everybody at Liverpool knows that he's off away on a free. So it's not like Liverpool have fallen out of him. It's a case of, actually, mate, you're off on a free. Good luck to you. We'll still play you this season when we need you. He's not going to be a first-team starter. He's a substitute and pretty low down the list in terms of their substitutes. But you just look at football. Football's a lot more accepting of it. I don't ever really hear that many managers coming out and being angry with players either. I don't heard Dyche being angry with Tarkowski, and Tarkowski's still in the team. So I don't know if these guys are running their contracts down or not. I suspect not. If you had to pin me down, on this now, I would suggest that Declan Rice leaves in the summer, and Ben Johnson signs a new contract. And I think because between now and the end of the season, look, Fredericks is off. Fredericks is going because his contract's up. Soufal's got a hernia at the moment. I wonder if he's been playing through that for quite some time, and that's why his form has been bad, by the way. But Soufal's had the hernia. For now until probably the end of the season, Johnson is the first choice right back. He's a hell of a player for West Ham. He knows West Ham. He loves West Ham. He's a good guy. He can play numerous positions, and he saves us an absolute fortune. But those are the exact reasons why another club would want to buy him or have him or whatever. He's not a young kid anymore. He doesn't need to be mollycoddled. He's ready to go. He's ready to move. He's now just going to continue improving. That's the thing with a player like that. He's at the right age, 21, 22, whatever he is. Every 10 or so appearances he does, he's gaining more experience. He's going to get better. I don't mean it only happens in increments of 10. You know what I mean. As he plays more, he gets more experience. This is no bad thing for us. And I think once he feels more welcome into the bosom of West Ham and part of the team, I think he signs the contract. Declan Rice, I think he's going. We can't have too many complaints. We've not matched his ambition. This is what it all boils down to. If money was Declan Rice's only concern, Declan Rice would have for the past year been earning over 100 grand a week. He's not. He's earning less money each month because he knows he's bargaining position, and the power allows him. He doesn't want to time down for any longer than he needs to because he wants to go off to other clubs. He wants to win trophies. I think he's looked into the whites of our eyes, metaphorically speaking, as a club in January. And he's probably looked and thought, nah, you're not doing this. Forget about this 100 million, whether you think it's true or whether it wasn't. Clearly, there was some money there. And we weren't able, even if we did have money, we weren't able to spend it. And Declan's, as I've said before, he probably likes David Moyes. I bet they get on great, but Declan's probably looking at it thinking, I can't wait for you to do your job. I can't wait for you to complete your projects, whatever it may be. I'm wasting time. I've got to win trophies now. Anyway, there you go. But I just think, these free transfers, I'm just not particularly scared by it. It wounds you a little bit, as I mentioned earlier, but we may well lose some players, but there are an awful lot of players out there who are available and available on free for us to take advantage of. What we've got to do, though, is get the deals over the line.